From a pure legal perspective, how sound was this verdict?
From 1 to 10, it was a below 20. It's the worst legal verdict I've seen in 60 years of practicing, writing, litigating cases. It's now days since the verdict. I still don't know what he was convicted of. Was he convicted of intent to cheat on his taxes 2 years later, although he didn't take it as a deduction? Was he convicted of defrauding voters who obviously knew that he was a sexual scoundrel? Was he convicted of seeking to make an illegal campaign contribution, although the contribution didn't have to be listed until after the election? I have never seen a case where even after the verdict came down, we don't know what he was convicted of. No one in history has ever been convicted of failing to disclose hush money payment paid to somebody. Why would anybody pay hush money if they had to disclose it? This is a case where the prosecutor simply decided to get Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter. I voted against him. I'm a liberal Democrat, but I care more about the weaponization and distortion of the criminal justice system.
That's, I suppose, the kind of conversation we have to have, transcendent of the usual divisions and battle lines that are drawn out prescriptively for us. We have to be able to talk about justice and judicial principle, and Alan Dershowitz there saying he's never known someone be convicted of a crime of this nature is an indication that something unique and peculiar is happening. Whoever you intend to vote for, what you're going to want are institutions that are reliable, particularly when it comes to the judiciary. We're seeing something quite peculiar happening across the world right now, where we're being invited to be terrified of the right-wing populism in Europe, the figure of Donald Trump in this country. Some of us are excited by some of the new leaders, like that dude in El Salvador saying that he wants to govern his nation from the perspective of a godly man. Seems to me that we need something quite radical to take place, a radical transformation individually, collectively, nationally and internationally. But one of the themes that seems pretty clear is people want control of their own countries, want control of their own borders, don't want to be involved in unnecessary wars, and want to be able to rely on their institutions, whether they are media or state, whether they are private, corporate, global, or apparently state and publicly funded. This trial has revealed to us more than perhaps was intended. It seems like it was opportunistic and an attempt to shut down the potential of a political opponent coming to office for a second time. But what is happening, I feel, is it's galvanizing yet more support and inviting people that would never have considered voting for Donald Trump to do exactly that. I'm in your country right now, and for me, I'm in Florida, I know it's a particular place, and yours can be a quite balkanized and diverse and occasionally disparate nation in spite of the word united in its title. It seems to me that something is changing. And then you look at Joe Biden's attempts at diplomacy on D-Day, and you think, well, if this is the safe pair of quivering, potentially stained hands, then no wonder people are looking at alternatives. But that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments and the chat.